Good morning and welcome to the Elevate Renatus team call. This is your host, Keely Austin. Today is Thriving Thursday. It is January 21st. I'm excited to be here with you today as your host. Our quote of the day today is, "The difference between the impossible and the possible lies in a person's determination." We've got our dates for our national conference that is coming up in March. 3 days of phenomenal training. It's going to be online. Mark your calendar for March 18th through the 20th. Our theme this year is shifting higher into focused transformation. Leaders Retreat. We're going to Cabo San Lucas, Mexico. I'm so excited to see you there. We will be there August 13th through the 17th. If you're not 5-star yet, do what you need to do. You've still got several months to work on that. So I'm really excited to see everyone in Mexico. Our Founders Live is every Monday at 4 p.m. Mountain Time. It's on the Founders Live Facebook page. Definitely tune in. That's your opportunity to connect with our CEO, Bob Snyder, and hear a lot of important new announcements that we have going on in the company. There are 3 kinds of people in this world: the people who make it happen, the people who watch what happens, and the people who wondered what happened. So don't be in that last group. We've started something new, our national study groups. That's every Monday night at 7 p.m. Mountain Time. We're starting with our essentials. Also, the Helios app, you'll definitely want to get that downloaded. So go to your app store and download the Renatus Helios app, and make sure, of course, to give it 5 stars. Know how to locate your access code, and you'll also want to know why that's important. So for more details on that, tune into the Founders Live and hear from Bob Snyder himself what we can do with this Renatus Helios app. Every week we have our Private Capital Masterclass. That's Thursdays at 6 p.m. Make sure you tune into that, of course, before. Watch your classes on private capital. Bring your questions and bring the conversations that you're having with other potential lenders. Every day at 9 o'clock, Monday through Friday, we have our Dream Call. That's the daily real estate action mastermind. This has been a lot of fun. We're doing some training with Jared and Michael and just learning from all kinds of people from across the nation what they're working on in their real estate business. Every Friday, we have our Fabulous Friday morning with Lily Puertas. So join us on Friday for a marketing call at 8 o'clock. And last but not least, we have our Zoom Up call. The Zoom Up call is Monday through Friday at noon. Michael Huggins and Scott Rowe have done a fantastic job at interviewing students from across the nation. We hear a different student's story every day, Monday through Friday. And this has been a really powerful exposure for a lot of people's guests. So make sure you're getting your guests in front of the Zoom Up call. If they're not able to make it live at noon, send them the Zoom Up playlist. It's on our YouTube channel, Elevate Renatus. And that is at noon. It's only about 15-20 minutes long. So it's short and sweet, but very powerful. oes.com. That just talks about our optional event subscription, what that is, what comes with it, why it's important to be a part of that, and how that supports our team. Every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Mountain Time, Bob Tierney is doing a Profits Intro, so tune into that for those of you who are building for the Profits Intro, getting guests in front of that education. Every week we have a virtual house tour. Last night we did a phenomenal tour of Roxy's deal. I did not get the numbers updated, so pardon me on that, but she is going to be earning 6 figures on the property that she's working on. And it was really cool to listen to her talk about not just that deal, but a lot of the deals that she's worked on. She, in just 2 years, has completed 30 transactions, and she's a single mother with 4 children. And I just think that's incredibly inspiring. So every week we get to hear a different story of a different property tour. And just to hear about all the different strategies people are using, it's very powerful. So make sure you're getting your guests in front of the house tours on Wednesdays. Those are at 7 p.m. And we also have on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. the AIT bonus track study group, and that's offered in Spanish. Thursday, you can also go to the house tour, but on Thursdays it's offered in Spanish for our Spanish speaking customers. And then we have, not customers, team members and their guests. And then we have our Pillars of Wealth intro presentation in English. We have our follow-up and funding webinar, our onboarding session for new students, and guests are welcome as well. We have our essential study group, as well as our real estate study groups on multifamily, wholesaling, and short-term rental. We do record these morning calls. You can find them in 2 places. We're on Facebook Live. Our Facebook page is Renatus Team Elevate. Make sure you're a part of that page. Lots of important announcements. You get to network with the team, as well as catch the recordings of our Super Saturdays and these morning trainings. And then our YouTube channel, I mentioned already, you can find the Zoom up calls on the YouTube channel as well as these morning calls. So take advantage of those resources. Today, we are in for a very special treat. We get to learn from Scott Rowe. As you can tell from this picture, Scott is a very, very fun person to be around. He's got incredible energy, and it's been really cool getting to know Scott over the years that I've been a part of Renatus. And I'm just incredibly inspired by him every single time that I see him speak. He's a powerful speaker, and he's got a really, really cool story. He was working, he had a great career. He and his wife both worked together for the same company. And, you know, Scott was laid off from a $212,000 a year salary. And his wife was also making six figures. Both of them were laid off, and they were left with two children and no income. So they needed to figure something out. Nancy, his wife, had actually seen a roadside sign, and she went and checked out the meeting and told Scott that he had to go check it out himself. And Scott was very, very, very skeptical. Nancy practically had to drag him to the room. And he said that he sat in the corner with his arms crossed and watched the presenter. And when he heard about the compensation plan, he was pretty blown away. He realized, you know, if there's no limit to how many people I can enroll, then game on. So Scott took on the challenge of joining Renatus and becoming not only an amazing real estate investor, but also a very, very powerful marketer. So Scott has the largest team in the company, and he has been and was the top income earner for many, 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 many years. And he has also been on the PAC team for many, many, many years. So again, I'm very excited for what Scott has to share with us today. Make sure you take notes. We've got a special treat learning from Scott today. So good morning, Scott. How are you doing?
Can you guys see me, hear me? There I am.
Both.
Both. What's happening, everybody? Scooty.
Good morning.
Put me in frame here. You know what, Keely? Oh, there. Oh, then Michael shows up like that. I was so blessed at looking at Keely's beautiful face, and then Michael replaced it. Not that you're not beautiful, man, but you ain't Keely. All right, so Keely, man, that was awesome. You should be in. I guess you are in broadcast. You're broadcasting every single morning, but that was great. I was like, man, I'm blown away by Keely's professionalism. That was fantastic.
Thank you.
Which I will never have. Not even by choice. I can't even do it. Okay. What's up, Michael?
Good morning.
I don't know how this is going to go. You're going to interview me? Am I supposed to? What am I doing?
Well, folks, I wanted to bring Scott out because we want to show you how to Yeah. Let me do one thing real quick. That was unique.
Is this one of those Zoom ups where you might see somebody naked? Like,
yep.
Bathroom. Oh, hello. Streaking action.
We're a family, right?
We had that already here, Scott.
You did? Nice. Was it you? Was it you, Gilda?
No. I hope not. No.
Guilty laugh right there. Just kidding. So, folks, we've started something new with our national study groups on Monday, and we still want to be able to maximize putting that out in front of people. And so what we're doing now on Thursdays is what we call the results mingle. So I've asked Scott to be here to show us how to build for that, how to utilize it as time goes on, and really get people taking advantage of what that is so that we can get them involved. So how did this idea come about, Scott?
It came about because, and seriously, we were on a PAC call, right? And what we love about masterminding is the fluid masterminds, and this is why you want to stay with these masterminds and or collaborative efforts with this team or whatever team you can produce yourself, is because it's brilliant. It's like a supercomputer full of brains all working together. That's why you want to stay plugged in to what's going on. So we're on a mastermind, a PAC call, and we had learned that head office corporate wanted to take over the essential study group on Monday nights. We're like, oh, that's great. I'm still going to need to do something because the study groups were initially created to get a guest that's in the room wanting to go to the study group, right? They're like, oh, you're going to a study group? Oh, over there? so that the guest felt like, oh, this isn't just a sales presentation. There's more going on. I want to be part of the more going on, right? Okay, no problem. Let's get you started. So that was the idea. It was a whole marketing idea. We knew people were taking the classes at home. They were doing real estate at home, but they weren't coming to the office to share anything, right? It was all get your education, go use it, come back and tell us what you're doing in a testimony. And that was it. But it wasn't people moving together through the classes and their experiences and their results. So that's why study groups were created, which have worked great. We're into our 10th year of study groups in Chicago. So it is what you guys probably know. It's great. All right. So we're on a pack call and they're like, hey, you know what? We would love to take over the study groups. We're like, yeah, please. And they're, all over the country right now. We'd like a consistent thing going on. So they're doing the essential study group on Monday, as you guys probably know. But I'm like, I still want people coming into my meeting when we can open back up in Chicago and talking and collaborating. I still want the guest to see the human that's actually working with us. So I thought, well, I'm still have people come in. We're just going to have them come in on what we call the celebration party first. So celebration party. So but that doesn't tell us what's going on. Results Mingle does. We're going to talk about results. We're going to mingle. You're going to meet other people that are doing this stuff. And that's how that works. So that's how it came about. I'm like, I still need people collaborating. I still need my guests seeing what's happening. And what happened in that thought was, I think that could be a great guest exposure, right? We're not going through any of the education. We're not going through detailed, like a study group is like, all right, it's purposeful. It's a production meeting where you're doing stuff. It's not a marketing thing. Right? People would get bored going, her plans and her plans and her plan sheet. And it wouldn't be something we could actually market. But a results mingle or a celebration of people taking steps forward would be something that would be awesome. Just like our Zoom ups, we're talking to people that have used the stuff and they become very powerful. Like, I want what he has. I'll have what she's having right there. And that's what happens when people talk about the results. So results mingle gives you a chance to come and talk about what you're doing, but also invite guests to see other people and what they're doing. And I think it'd be very powerful. And we made some changes today to the results mingle. I think I'm going on the impact. And I went upstairs and talked to Nancy. So we're going to be adjusting some stuff to make it even better. And you don't know yet. So I'm here to tell you, Michael Huggins, what's about to happen.
Yeah. Okay. So that's how it came about, folks. It is a marketing tool. So you want to put guests in it every single week. It's not just to show up to.
It didn't work. It was like my joke with Keely the other day. You were supposed to ask. He was supposed to ask, what's new? I'm getting rusty.
Ooh.
Dude, she didn't say. All right. Anyway, it's crazy. That's weird. You guys have no idea what we're talking about if you weren't a part of the situation. All right, let's make it mean something for you today. All right, here's what. So on the impact today, here's what I presented as a training on the impact. When you come to the results mingle, you might want to write this down. There are 3 things. You want to be like Horshack. I want to talk. You want to be like, dude, I want to talk. Raising your hand. Like, I want to get my stuff out there. There are 3 things that when you come to the results mingle, you want to have prepared. You don't want to get out there like, well, let me think about my study group. You don't want to be that person because the guests again will be like, oh, this is a waste of my time. Right. So we want you to make sure that you're definitely prepared with one of 3 things. Either you are having a result. Right. So, hey, guys, I just did this because of the class. Man, I did this. It's actually I got my kids I got their debit card set up. The name of my family management company is this. Right. You did it. That's a result. Or, hey, you know what? I got my HELOC set up for my velocity banking to work. Oh, I'm going to have my loan paid off so fast because of what I just did. Right. Or, hey, I just got this house under contract. It's here's the numbers on it. Those are results. So if you have results, that's a hierarchy. If I got results, I want to talk about it. Even if you don't have results, you want to talk about your plan. So if you don't have results, still raise your hand like, ooh, Mr. Carter. and you're like, all right, here's now based on what I just took this week in class and then enjoyed in study group, this is my plan. I learned how to do this. I learned how to do this. I learned how to do this. My company name is going to be, right? Is it, you haven't done it yet. It's going to be this. It's going to be this. It's going to be this, right? If you don't have a plan, so you got results first as your hierarchy, then your plan. Even if you don't have a plan, I still want you to be Horseshack. Ooh, 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 ooh. Call on me, right? If you don't have a result, you don't have a plan, talk about your experience or what you learned. Experience or what you learned. Dude, I got on coaching this week, and man, there was a guy on there that did this, did this, right? Did this, and I loved it, man. This community is awesome. That's a great experience. The classes, I took a class while I was waiting for a plane this week. I mean, the accessibility to the classes is awesome. I'm so glad I joined this group. Because don't be a wallflower. That's the point, right? The more that you raise your hand like Horseshack and get out there, the more your name gets out there, the more you become like Michael Huggins. Does that make sense? All right. You know, everybody knows Michael Huggins. Even they come in, they're like, I think I know a Michael Huggins. Is there a Michael Huggins in this group? Just because he's permeating, you know, the infrastructure of Renatus. Does this make sense? So I would get, you guys with me on this? So is that good advice? Have you heard that before, Michael?
This is good. I like it. I wrote it down. You said write it down. Wrote it down.
Awesome. What an intellect. Okay. So, yeah, so come prepared and ready to throw your hand up like Horseshack. That's going to help the whole experience, right? The guest is coming in like, what's this? They have no idea. Like, what's this all about? Checking this group out. And then they see somebody enthusiasm after enthusiasm after enthusiasm after enthusiasm, the energy, right? The energy. So that's what we want our guests experiencing. Like, dude, I need some of what they got. That's what happened to me. So Keely talked about me coming down, not wanting to come down. And I came down to appease my wife, and I was like, there is something going on here. That I met a nurse, I met a firefighter, I met an art teacher, all doing real estate. The art teacher had to replace his income with rentals, and I was like, this is it. Give me some of this. I'm ready to go. So I didn't. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm being handed a baby.
Oh,
Carry on.
baby. Oh, baby. Oh,
there's Mr. Benjamin.
Get used to Scooty. Look at me. Yeah.
Hello.
I got you your wheels. All right. Look at that smile, huh? All right. Okay, so we came up with something today. Somebody on the Impact, and this is what I love about masterminding as well. Somebody on the Impact says, hey, I'm going to be in my fix and flip and my buy and hold at 7:30, so I would like to participate, but how could I participate? So that led me to think, yeah, I want them to participate too. So here's what we're going to do. This week, the results mingle is at 7:30 Central Time, right? But we are going to be shifting it to 7 p.m. Central Time because our fix and flip and our buy and hold study groups actually start at 7:30 on Thursdays. So what we're going to give a chance to do is we're going to give people a chance that are in the fix and flip and the buy and hold study groups to come to the results mingle for the first half an hour and talk about their results plans or experiences, right? In that results mingle, hopefully more results. So they're going to be talking about deals for the first half an hour, and then they're going to exit. And even Nancy will be like, okay, everybody that's in the fix and flip and the buy and hold study groups, we'll see you guys later. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for giving me results. So somebody's like, oh, there's other stuff going on. So innately, the guest is like, oh, they're going to actual study groups where things are happening. That's awesome. And then she can say, all right, now what's left is the folks that are going through the essentials, the beginners in life. These are individuals that have just gotten started in the first 6 months here with us. So let's hear from them. Who would like to, right? So that's our new thing. So we're like, all right, we want to accommodate fix and flip and buy and hold study group people that can't be there if we're doing it at 7:30. So for half an hour, 5, 6, 7 of those people will get out there, and then they'll go after their study group, and then we'll be left with people that went through the essential study group with head office. So that's our new idea. And that's all I got, really.
Cool. So this is the function of it, folks. This is a tool for you to use in 3 different ways. 1, keep you accountable so you are actually watching your classes and showing up. 2, you're putting it in front of people so that they want to buy from us and add to the team. And then 3, giving back to your community in a way of saying congratulations and hearing the the results that they're producing. So use it for these 3 reasons.
And one last thing, you talked about building for it. This gives you an opportunity to go back into the list that may not have moved forward. Make sense? So if you've been doing this for quite some time and you've had people check it out, and they got stuck in funding, or they got stuck after the intro going, I don't know, I got to think about it. So now you get a chance to reach back in and send them a quick text or a message or an email or something, however you're communicating with them. Don't do it as group, because if you do it as group, it means other people can participate, and you open up a can of worms. Like people are like, hey, stop texting me, and another guest can see that. Yeah, stop texting me too, right? So you don't want to create a negative feedback loop instead of a group full of people that you contacted before. I would do it individually through emails and or text. Hey, just to let you know, our group just started a results mingle where people are getting together around the results or hearing about deals. And there's a chance that I can pitch you on that once, so you can see exactly how that works, and you'll see how this group could help you. So it's brand new. We just started it. The results mingle is people bring in their deals, bring in their numbers, bring in everything that other people can hear. You may want to check it out. Okay, it sounds good. What's the link? So then you give them a link, they get on, they're like, hey, that's pretty good. I want what they're having, right? If you couple this, now, again, I didn't get involved in this education because there was an education involved. I didn't get involved in this education because there was a comp plan involved. I liked the comp plan. It was huge. I got involved because I met 3 people that were using it. Does that make sense? They had already gotten a result. I wanted to be an art teacher that didn't have to fight traffic anymore because his math was good, right? He had more money coming in than going out. He didn't have to work anymore. So that's why I got involved. It's the same reason your guests will get involved. You all of you guys would rather live in results like that than struggle to get them, right? So this is the key. Your guests are like, you know what? I see it happening. They've done it in this group. I need to start and work hard. So these result mingles are designed to get them to see the result. The Zoom ups are designed to see the results, right? All these results driven exposures where, hey, all I know is we got the education. You might want to get some education and be like these guys, these guys over here. I don't know. Is it worth 20 grand to quit your Walmart job? Come on. Right. So these are the ideas that it's the experience. That experience of seeing people that have results is really going to make your life a lot easier. Trying to convince somebody that they should get this education because it's awesome is harder than going, hey, would you like to be that person? I would. Then you should start.
Facts tell, stories sell. This is a great way for us to compress the time of story sharing, and then people just go like Scott said, I'll have what they're having, and give me the biggie size. Can I get the lifetime membership? So now it's time for questions, folks. So if you got questions, you can come off of mute or type it in the chat, and let's get clarity on this, and then we can wrap this up early so we can get to work.
Just to clarify on the time, starting tonight, it's going to be at 7 p.m. Central Time.
No,
or is it 7:30?
It's 7:30 tonight because that's what's already been scheduled. Next week we'll adjust to 7 p.m. Right. So, and tonight, let me tell you what's going on tonight. Tonight, they did the overview. Right. They didn't really get into class. They did something at the study group, which was the overview. So if you're coming to the study group, I imagine that there will be a lot of experience conversations like, oh, I had a great experience. So that's what you should be talking about. So if you are coming to the results bingo going, well, I don't have anything to talk about, but I want to go. I want you to be talking about your experience so far with this group. Make sense? Raise your hand. Listen, look, here's my results. I'm in a whole different world now. This congregation of real estate investors is fantastic. It's spiritual. They're helping people. This is fit. I love it. Thank you. Thank you. And then just be that person on the results mingle tonight, because there might be guests on, but we didn't really go through class yet, even in the study group in Monday night. It wasn't a real essentials class. It was the fast track review, I think, is what they covered. So next week, if you get guests on, it's structured to the point where 7 o'clock we'll have the fix and flipper and bind holders on. And then at 7:30, they'll go to their study groups, and then we'll be left with the essentials people and that's who you want. You want the essentials people talking to your guests. You know why? Those are beginners. You want your guests hearing from somebody that just got started last week or 2 weeks ago, or you're only in for 6 months and you're having this kind of experience. Dude, I want what she's having. That's what you want to do.
Hey, Mr. Carter.
7:30. What's up, Andres?
Hey, so Scott, moving forward, every week it's gonna be at 7 p.m. Central. Tonight it's
Starting-
at 7:30.
starting at-
Moving forward, it'll be 7 p.m. Central.
Yes, I got the okay from the boss, my wife. So, you know, it's a great idea, but it's not, even though it's a great idea, she might say no.
All right. So I don't know if you guys notice how much Scott's been emphasizing raising your hand. He's not just talking about on the camera. He wants you to do it inside the Zoom so all the guests see, ooh, I have something to share. And then Nancy can go down the list and call on you. So let's practice that right now. Please use the Zoom app and show me that you know how to raise your hand. There's 1, there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Me, pick me, pick me.
There we go. Okay, 11, 12.
Yeah, your guys are all going to be on camera except for the guests. The guests won't be on camera, but in the results bingo, students will. Cool.
Okay, we got 20 of you to show me that you know how to raise your hand. Who else? Come on, show me you know how to use it. If you don't, ask and we'll show you how it's done. Benjamin's raising his hand for
He's
a
clapping for
diaper
y'all.
change.
Yeah.
Woo, woo, woo.
Look at,
Diaper change,
look at,
diaper change. Woo, woo.
so happy. Look at him.
Oh, what a happy baby.
I think he's reacting to mom, to be honest with you.
Yeah, there she is.
That's the energy that we need.
Right?
I don't see where to raise. I don't see where to raise my hand.
Okay, so good thing we're practicing this here. So, and you're in the participants window. So on your Zoom menu next to chat, it says participants, right? Click on participants. When that little menu opens up, you'll see your name at the top. Next to your name, there's a drop-down menu that says more, and you can raise your hand. Is there another way to raise your hand other than that?
For me, it is on the reactions button. If you click on reactions, you'll see a couple of reaction options and then raise hand.
Hey, did I just raise my hand? Oh, there's a clap. I can clap. I can do a like. I'm doing it in chat.
I
though,
thought the
think.
reaction is a clap. That's not a clap.
Yeah, that's a clap. But
Well, now you
I
can
Right
don't-
below.
Oh, you see
Yeah.
a thumbs up.
On mine, like if you have the participants list, right at the bottom of all the participants is invite, mute me, lower, like raise hand. There's a, next.
There's a clap.
It should be right below the top icons.
The reaction is showing up in my video. In my hand raise is showing up on my screen though.
It's in
Time
the
to play
three
the
dots.
round.
Oh no. I can listen. Here's what I can do. You can hit your more menu and it says raise hand right there. So you can actually go to more, and then it has a raise hand icon. It has right on the top says raise hand or lower hand.
There we go. So now, so we've got
so we're-
30 some odd people that raise their hand. So as you guys are seeing how it works, now Nancy has this list that's prioritized. If you raise your hand, you get moved to the top of the list so she can see it and start calling on people. It will also make the guests go, holy crap, 40 people want to talk? 50 people, 100 people want to talk? And that's the whole point behind this. So make sure when you come in and then Nancy says you got something to share, or a parent says something, you got something to share, you raise your hand.
Yeah, Nancy's she's a born cheerleader, so I'm making sure she's on every one of them. So she got nothing better to do but result bingo.
Hey, Michael, I don't know if anybody else has got the challenge, but mine doesn't say raise hand under the more, under participants. I've got rename and edit profile. There's no raise hand.
No, go look on the. Are you on your phone or a computer, bro?
Computer.
Well, then you should have the raise hand in the menus.
Not there. I don't know if anybody else has
If you
got it.
go to more, I'm on my phone. So if I go to more, I'm actually raising my hand. It gives me raise hand, disconnect audio, chat, meeting settings. I'm a panelist, so.
It's not there.
Well, maybe in Ireland they don't. Look,
For me-
they don't want you to leave your house for 5 kilometers, and they don't want you raising your hand. They don't want you. Ireland is impressive.
Anthony, if you go to reactions For me, it's under reactions, not under more. That might be because I'm a host, I'm not sure, but when I click on
I've
reaction,
got reactions, but I've got clap, thumbs up, heart.
Yeah.
I
there's
think you
no-
might need to go to zoom.us and install the updated version of Zoom. They're on like 5.4 or something like that.
This is definitely the latest version.
Hey, Anthony,
Yeah.
They just don't like you.
Anthony, right below on the reactions where you have the clap, the thumbs up, the tear face and the happy face, right below you don't have like a little bar that says raise hand.
Bro,
No.
how did you do real estate?
Okay.
Easy. I got everybody else to do it.
At the bottom of participants, there's 3 little dots on the far right side next to the mute me.
Yes. Yes.
And if you tap that, that's where I found the raised hand.
That is where it is on mine. Well done.
Perfect.
You're
That's the
welcome.
more menu, dude. That's the more menu, the 3 dots, dude.
Scott,
Yeah.
when you do your Zoom calls, all these extra things that are on our call here are not available on yours because we can't even, are you going to be changing your settings when you do your Zoom?
Are you talking about my impact?
Yes.
No way. I don't want to see you guys.
No. No, I'm talking about for the Thursday night mingle. Who's actually
you can-
going to be?
Yeah, it's not my Zoom. I'm not going to be on it. My wife is going to do it. I'm going to be doing the intro on Thursdays.
Okay,
That's what I do.
But you'll need to do different settings because you do yours as more of a webinar where all you've got is just the chat and the Q&A.
Okay, no, Nancy is going to pull students up. So you guys, it'll be just like this, where you can bring your camera up, right?
Uh-huh.
And the raising of the hand always exists. I mean, I do intros where nobody but the panelists can be seen, but everybody can raise their hand in the participants list. If you go to the participants list and you do where you can change your name, you can rename yourself, there's always a hand raised there. And there's always a hand raise icon on my intros, which are the same kind of radio. Yeah.
Okay.
But the results mingle is going to be about you guys being out. Like they're going to see humans. It'll be a bunch of, if you go to gallery mode, it's going to be a bunch of humans in the results mingle. Does that make sense? We want the human factor in play. So, but the guests will not be able to be seen. They're just going to be hiding out, checking things out. They're not going to come out and go, I'd like to talk. How do I get started with this group? Is this thing on? They're not going to be doing that.
All right. These are great questions. Appreciate all of your participation. And Connie brings up a good point. Yes, it is great to see people virtually raise their hand, but if you can have your camera on and you also raise your hand with that enthusiasm, we're trying to transfer that enthusiasm to people. Fantastic. Okay. Anything else before we wrap
Is there a website to register for the event? Yeah, there's a question in the chat I just heard.
Oh,
you go to Helios. You go to Helios and you register your guests and you in Helios. And I'm going to tell you why you want to register your guests. We in the attendance list, we can see ICMs and we can see guests. Okay, we can disseminate. So the girls that are going to be administrating the mingle, the results mingle, are going to be moving students up, right, or ICMs up, right. So anybody that's with Renatus is going to be moved up. The guests are not. So we need you to register. We need you to. If you don't register, and you will not be moved up. You're going to be treated like somebody just infiltrated. Does that make sense? And the link is resultmingle.com or resultsmingle.com, however you like to say it. We got both URLs. So resultmingle or resultsmingle.com will work. So, yeah. So all you got to do is register yourself and any guest in Helios, just so that when you come in, they'll move you up, and then you'll be good to go.
Perfect. And some of you have made your commitments to the study group that you're doing at 6 p.m. Mountain Time, 7 p.m. Central. So you will need to prioritize. If you're on that train and you're going and you're making momentum in there, stick with that. If it's time for you to pivot and go to the results mingle, then take advantage of that. So for those of you who are participating in that private capital mastermind, prioritize. Cool. How long is the share? What are we expecting for the share
Yeah, I'd be 2 minutes. You know, you're inside of 2 minutes, please.
Cool. Awesome blossom. How, I don't, Dina, I don't understand your question. How is registration listed?
When I look at the calendar, there's going to be half a dozen or more different bars that go down, and it'll have, I mean, if you look at the different letters all the way down, then it will spell something. But some of them, I have no idea what they are. And I'm trying to figure out which of all of those lines that are vertical is going to be the one that we're supposed to register to.
Okay, are you trying to register in the app? Because from a browser, you will be able to clearly distinguish which is which. It's harder to determine when there are a lot of events on the app. So I would recommend just going to a browser instead of attempting to use the app.
I'm doing it from the computer in the browser,
Okay.
in Renata's calendar.
The Helios.
Yeah, Helios, Renata's calendar.
All right, let me pull it up.
And if you clicked on day, not multiple, not week and month.
Yeah.
If you search it under Rowe, ROWE, then it would list that, you know, whatever the events, and there should not be too many.
So come over to calendar. What if you just type in result? No, it's not in result.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll type in
Type
Rowe.
in, yeah, type in Rowe.
So it's going to be at 7:30 tonight, right?
All right.
It's going to depend on where you're at. It's 7:30, but if you're in Mountain Time, it'll be 6:30. If you're in Pacific Time, it'll show up as 5:30. Remember, your calendar adjusts to your time zone.
And if you're in Eastern Time, what time would that be?
8:30.
Thank you.
Welcome.
I was trying to do it for, excuse me.
Candace gone, everybody, with a different voice. All right. Squeaky.
Anyway, I was trying to do a registration for the Saturday event with Ms. Stark. And I couldn't figure out which of those different ones that there's like 4 or 5 that are all the same time spot.
Yeah.
But I didn't recognize any of the names of them.
Yeah, go to your PAC member, search your PAC member and go to them. Here's what we do with our events in Chicago is we let other people participate. So we're asking you, whoever your PAC member is, then deal with that. So just search out whatever the PAC member you have is, and then register through that one. Cool.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome.
Also, in case you didn't know, Mr. Jay Stark is doing a Renatus onboarding training. For now, it's every week. He will be switching to every other week soon. So when you enroll new people and you want them to be on an orientation call with corporate, then it's going to be Thursdays at 4 Mountain Time. Okay. Also, when you type in the search bar, you can type in results and it will show up if you spell it correctly. Results. There we go. So type in results. There it is. Cleans up the calendar.
So is that next week 6:32? Should be 7. It'll be 6 next week.
Next week is not populated.
Okay, good. So it'll be 7. It'll be half an hour earlier, just so we can accommodate the fix and flip and the buy and hold people coming over and talking about what they're doing.
It's not.
That's great. Thank you.
You don't see it, Michelle?
Oh, can you hear me? Yeah, and I can't find it.
Type in results with an S.
Yeah, I did. Yes. It's just pulling up search results where it says notes, my team Lynn leads.
Oh, you need to go into the calendar first before you type in the search bar.
Yeah, I did. Now you're in the campaigns, or you're in your team. Click on calendar again and make sure you see calendar of events.
Yes.
On the top left.
Yeah. Okay.
You see calendar of events up there?
I did. I put calendar. I clicked on it, and then I did see. And then I did results in here, and then it goes back to my. So
It's
what?
the second search bar, not the top left-hand one above calendar. There's two places to search. The top search is the entire
Oh, I
site,
got you right here.
and that's the difference.
I got it.
You
Perfect.
see it there?
Yep, it popped up. I didn't see the second search bar down there.
Aha. Perfect.
I was searching on the top one. That's why it kept kicking me out and going back. But good to know. Thank you.
Okay. This is why we practice, everybody.
Hey, this is a good meeting. This is different than my impacts. That's cool.
Yeah. Well, we're glad you're here and spent this extra time with us.
Yeah, you guys should come to the impacts. It's very entertaining. It's like a radio show. You don't interact. So there's no cameras on. You just can put the phone down or listen to the computer and just listen as you walk around or work out or cook breakfast.
There you go.
It's like a radio show.
Cook up your scrambled eggs.
You don't got to be like this, and everybody knows to be like this. But this is a good meeting. It's a good meeting.
Yeah.
So just, I think you're gonna. I mean, good luck with the meeting. Obviously, I think it could be quite technically challenging having the guests. I personally, just some advice. Personally, the guests should come in like Scooty's meeting, and the people participating should come in a second Zoom like this. Because that way you can control.
Is that not clear? Is that not clear? The clarity should be they should see an intro first, right?
No, I agree with you. I'm talking about the technically, so that because then the guests should see like Scooty's visual, where they can't participate, they can't do anything. They can raise a hand, but they can't talk to anybody. They're
not going to be able to do that the guests are not going. The guests are not going to have their cameras available. We're not going to move them up to panelists. Here, we're going to be running a webinar. So we're going to be moving students into panelist mode so they can actually show their screens and we can see them.
I'm just saying it's very technical and a lot of work for your admin staff. You could run 2 Zooms where the guests automatically, where the ICMs, they automatically come in on a screen like this so that you know who they are. They don't come in under results mingle. And then all the guests come in under results mingle. And then it's not an admin nightmare. You can see that you have 2 different Zooms going at the same time. Results mingle is for guests, like Scooty, where you can raise your hand and do stuff. This one over here, the guests can see this. Just a suggestion. It would be much easier.
It's not a suggestion you should make to me because you should make it to the girls.
But I'm saying, hopefully it works. It could just be an admin nightmare.
I'm just talent. You should tell the roadies.
Okay, let me drop in the chat real quick if you want to get on top of the
all right, somebody had a question though. I'll answer the question. So somebody says, so we should make this a first exposure. It's a weird first exposure, right? Because then it's gonna generate questions like, I don't know what that is. Like, what is that? Like, it's gonna generate a lot of questions for you, right? If they see an intro, if they see a property tour where we say, hey, this community is awesome, then I would get them on a results mingle, because then there's less explanation and people say, all right, if this is how it goes, I heard about these study groups and I heard about what's going on and people are getting results with these study groups, I'm in, right? So I would not use the results mingle as the first exposure. I would invite them to an intro. I'm like, hey, how would you like to see the results? So if you have a Wednesday intro, or if you send them a recorded intro, right? Then you say, hey, listen, we have this live thing where people are, raising their hands and talking about the results of what they're doing. And it's good for learning what they're doing, but B, good for finding out who the players are. Why don't you come to that if you want to check that? I would love to do that. So now they go from an intro where they learn about us, or a property tour, right? Or even a workshop. Like the 3 best first exposures in my world is and I don't even include a Zoom up as a first exposure. I would send a guest to a Zoom up all day long where they hear from one student. Make sense? Now they're like, wow, this is impressive. I want to know more about this community. That would be a great first exposure. But the real what is this all about exposures are an intro, a property tour, or a workshop, because we literally go over the education a little bit. Does that make sense? Right. So they're like, oh, I see what you guys are doing. I see that this is an education. You guys are using the education. I see it. right? So they go to a results meeting, like, wait, how did you guys get here? Like, what are you talking about, these man? Like, well, they might pound into the chat box. I don't get what's going on here, right? Because a guest could do that, right? So you want a guest that knows something about where we're going. So that if you put them on, they're like, oh, this is the result of what you were talking about. That's all right. Sign me up. We record everything. Whether we make it available or not is going to be the question, right?
We'll see.
Oh, we record everything.
Yep. So as a reminder, you need to register in 2 places, Helios and Zoom. You need to put yourself in there and your guests in there. And then Zoom will send them the link. Now, for some people, if you want to just send them resultsmingle.com and they can do it, okay. But why not just register them and make Zoom send them that link? That way, when you text them, say, check your email for the link instead of go to this site and fill something out. It's up to you, but I would suggest you fill it out for them. And if you see, I put in the chat here, if you want to get on Scott's Impacts, text top team to 630-228-1905.
There's always a double opt-in and everything, so make sure you're double opting in. We've got a lot of frustration over that. Every tech system you ever get into is a double opt-in.
Does everyone understand double opt-in? Yes, sir.
What do you register them at in Zoom?
Resultmingle.com.
Or resultsmingle.com, however you want to say it. We got both URLs. Resultmingle.com or resultsmingle.com. You could screw up with the S and still get in there.
Nice. Okay, so we're going to wrap this up. Take down that.
Okay,
that
quick question. Michael, I don't know if anybody else got an email from Renatus this morning. I got it at 8:31 saying that the intensive with Whitney is actually today. So from 9:30 to 6:30.
Okay. She's recording today. She's recording at head office today. So
Okay.
she's recording her class at head office today. So if you have that class, you can stream it as she records, right?
Okay. Yeah, I didn't register for that.
She's doing a workshop in head office, and she's doing a workshop this weekend.
Okay, so that may be, but I didn't sign up for that. So maybe they're just giving everybody an email then. So
Just
that
go
may
to
be-
live, Gilda, inside Helios. If you have the AIT, just go to live.
Yeah, I know, but I didn't, normally you would, I don't know if you have to register for that or not.
She's in the studio today doing the class. So that's probably what you're hearing. Yeah.
Okie dokie. Thank you.
You don't have to register for it.
If you own the class and you go to your Helios, you can literally just click on live stream as it's going on.
Yep.
Okay.
So I recommend y'all do that and get familiar with who we're promoting.
Yeah, there you go. Then it could be like an oh my God email versus oh my God, I saw her teach and man, I love this. You're gonna love it too, guest. Get on this workshop.
Yeah, there's still plenty of time to register, build for this event. So, but prioritize. Turn off.
Let me help you with that. Let me help you with that too. Can I help you with that?
Yeah.
I know you're doing an OES, right? So everybody's paying a monthly fee and then they can register guests for free, right?
Correct.
Okay. Here's something that we do in our team. We do hey, every event is $50. So a Super Saturday is $50, a workshop's $50. That's how we do it. So I teach my team how to get people on with some what do I call it? Sense of urgency. Here's how you create sense of urgency around that. What you say to the guests is, hey, listen, we got a workshop this weekend. If you've ever wondered about doing real estate, but money was the problem, this workshop this weekend talks about finding all the money and creating all the partnerships that you need to actually fund deals. So if you've ever wondered about how to do real estate without using your own money, this would be a great workshop for you. Okay, I'm interested. Great. Hey, listen, the seats are $50. But if you let me know before Friday at 5 p.m., I can get you registered. I'll take care of your seat, which is actually what you've done by doing if you're paying for the OMYOEOYOSEs, whatever that is, If you're paying that, then you're literally paying for that seat. Does that make sense? Which allows them to go in without a cost. So I would use that as, because it's real. Hey, if you tell me before Friday at 5 p.m., I'll register and I'll take care of your seat. Otherwise, it's $50 if you want to go. And they're like, oh, really? You'll take care of my seat? Now when you register, they're like, oh, that person paid $50 so I could be there, so I'm going to go. So now they're obligated because you took care of their seat. Does that make sense? So if you just tell them, oh, it's free, just hop on. They're like, okay, sounds good. And then they come to the workshop. It comes time to go to the workshop. They're like, I'm not going. It was free anyway. Right? So it devalues the day if you say the word free. What you want to say is, hey, listen, the seats are $50, but if you let me know by Friday, I'll take care of your seat so you won't have to pay that $50.
Yep. Then you get that urgency. I mean,
yes.
I remember.
And obligation. They're obligated to you now, right? Like, oh, Michael took care of that seat for me. I got to go.
Right. And their wife is like, turn that off. It's time for lunch. Like, no, man, Michael hooked me up. I'm not going to leave. So use that language. That's powerful language, Scott. I appreciate creating that distinction. It is not free. Okay. We are not passing the cost on to the guest, but that doesn't mean it's a free event. There's still costs involved.
Yeah.
Excellent. All right. This has been powerful. Let's give it up for Scott. Thank you, sir. Thanks for being here. Keely, thanks for hosting, and everyone else for participating and making the most out of today. And let's go and crush it. This is going to be awesome. Get your invitations out. Stay focused. Don't take no for an answer. All right, everyone.
Hey, who's on the Zoom up today? Do you have any idea?
I'll know soon.
Oh, no Zoom up today. I get to
No. We have a Zoom up. Ooh. Yeah,
Damn it.
Still to be determined. So we'll see you guys at noon Mountain Time.
See you later.
Bye, everyone.
Hi. Thank you very much.